Maybe? No? Why you no plop? Well, hello, Bob Dendry here, and welcome back to the channel. We are once again playing Cities Skylines, and we are building the city of Lorikeet Valley. So, last time we built basically the beginnings of our railway network. So we placed in a railway station over here in our CBD. We did some work on cleaning up how it looked, and we also built what will be at the moment our terminus railway station, added in some props and stuff to make it look a little bit cooler. And today's episode is going to be sort of twofold. Same as last time, we'll be continuing to work on this railway network, as well as doing some general development on the city as well. So first thing we need to do, which when I was recording B-roll and stuff like that at the start of the episode, I noticed we have sewage problems. So if we have a look at our water overlay, we are just starting to tick over to needing more sewage. And we have one, I thought we had two, to be honest, but we have a one sewage treatment plant. So it makes sense that we get another one in there so we can keep treating the sewage. So what is our situation here? Okay, so it probably makes sense to put it right here next to the landfill. I think probably having two sort of noxious uses next to each other makes sense. So we will do that. And just need to quickly join it up to our network as well. So that should cover our sewage treatment needs for, well, quite a while yet. And we can move on to other stuff in the city. So we have some further need for some commercial. And we do have, whoops, as I almost invert the camera, we do have a little bit more main road that we could use here to place down some high density commercial. So I think what I might do is just lay down some targeted nodes of commercial sort of along here, and probably we'll just turn this entire block into commercial as well. So that would make sense for the moment. That will help to satisfy that commercial demand. And while that's all, going through and working out, we'll continue work on our rail network. So what I'm wanting at this point is, as I said, at the moment, this will be our terminus. Potentially later down the line, we may run passenger trains further into the city if we expand, over in this direction here. But for the moment, it's not going to go much further. So we will put down our depot and all that sort of stuff, our maintenance facilities, in the vicinity here of Belmont. So first things first, we just need to work out, exactly how we're going to do that. So I'm just going to grab our existing rail that we've been using for this section here. And we notice we've got a little bit of a grade. We actually didn't have that before. I've slightly adjusted the roads to match up a bit better with the station itself. But we can adjust that if need be. But basically, I think what I want to do is just have this road here more or less following the road itself. So this railway following the road itself. And what we can do from there is quickly pause and turn off our day-night cycle, which I've forgotten to do once again. And basically what I want to do from here, if we just grab that again. So I do want to have a road here that potentially we could use for a through track if we need be. But other than that, this other track, I think what we're going to do with it is have it basically flow into what will be our depot. This third track here, which doesn't connect to the station, that was a bit strange, whatever happened there. This is actually going to peel off and take a wider route. It doesn't need to go through this sort of facility here. It's not going to be handling any passenger traffic, at least not at this point. And that will leave us quite a bit of land here that we could use for our maintenance facility. I'm just going to take back this road here, and potentially we may rebuild it later, but at this point we're just wanting to sort of devote this entire area, if we can, to our passenger lines. And I just want to connect these lines up here as well. Hopefully that doesn't look too bad. It looks yeah, it looks a bit crap. But we can adjust that with our node controller or our yeah, that's not great. Okay. What shall we do instead? Possibly what we could do is lay a parallel track here. In fact, what we might do, we might use our network multi-tool, a lovely network multi-tool. I absolutely love this tool. And we'll lay down a parallel track, sort of from here through to here. And we'll just see if we can... Yeah, I think that's quite nice. These are just going to be siding tracks once again. And probably what we'll do, we'll have some crossovers sort of going between these tracks and these tracks over here as well. That looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. We could potentially just curve it a little bit, more of a sort of aggressive-ish angle. But I think that looks quite good. We're going to have to do something with these catenaries because they're a bit messed up, but we can actually pull them down and put some manual ones down should we wish to. And what I want to do as well is make a connection, if we get rid of, move it, between, let's see if this works. And I think it does look quite good, but yeah, the issue is that, yeah, we've got all these overheads. So I'm going to pull those down, I think, and we'll place sort of our own manual gantries and catenaries. We've still got this issue with these being a little bit higher, and I was having a bit of a research on how that works, and I think potentially I've used the wrong tracks to run with the sort of the default height overheads that, you know, most people use, but I will come back to that in a bit. I just don't want to worry about that too much at the moment. So what we're going to do, if we go back here, and I'm going to change over using railway replacer or network, actually I think this is network skins, isn't it? See if we can, yeah, perfect. So we have now set that to have no, what, the overhead wires I think remain there? No, they don't. Okay, hang on. That's not what I intended to happen. I think we probably need a mod that has just wires, I guess, because that's not what I wanted at all. But basically what I'm going to be doing, and we'll ignore the fact that there's no wires there, we will fix that before the end of this episode. I'm committing to that. We're just going to act as if, yes, there are, you know, wires here, and there's just none of the overhead gantries. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get some of these large gantries. Let's see which ones we want. They are props. So we do need to have prop anarchy on. That's not what I wanted. Didn't want to make this one a procedural object, so let's delete that. Okay, so prop anarchy is on. I can confirm. And yeah, so we just want to basically do these here. So these are large, large overheads. Don't know how frequent they need to be. We'll probably try and use sort of the same spacing as what we've already got. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So at this point, we're actually going to... this is going to basically just be a dead end at this section here. I probably want to actually pull down the overheads here as well. Actually, no, they're fine like that at the moment, I think. Okay, I mean, we've got the red signals there anyway, so I think that's probably okay. But we do want a signal box, actually. And we've got a few options here, I believe. I wish we could get some Australian ones, but there's none on the workshop, unfortunately. So we've got a few different European signal boxes that we can use. And they're all a bit weird and wacky. But yeah, this would be sort of a major junction. Obviously, you'll have a mouth to a yard here, and you've got some different sort of diverging lines. So what we might do is just have that sort of coming right up to our, or right near our station. And I think that looks pretty nice. Probably need to put some like stairs in or something like that so workers can actually access the box, and put some fences up there to protect the running lines as well. But I think that's pretty nice. So next we'll go into the actual yard itself. And I think we can pretty much start the yard from once we've joined these tracks up here. I think that makes sense. But I would just want to have a look at the assets we have, you know, to play with here. And I just want to see, we do have some pre-made ones, but we also have some modular type ones as well. So we've got pre-made depot tracks, which I actually didn't realize were available. They may potentially are new, or I just never saw them before. So usually when I am playing with this sort of stuff, I manually place like multiple tracks parallel to each other and stuff like that, which can be quite tricky, to be completely honest. But yeah, I think we're going to go with the depot overhaul mod, which I think is my personal favorite. And you've got some sort of short, small depot buildings all the way through to sort of these massive, if we scroll, all these like quite large, sort of very high number of you know, pieces going on here. But I think we will run with a small depot here. So I want to use these F31 and I think E31. So they'll be quite easy to work with, and only 3 tracks as well. I'm not sure where we're going to put them right now, but I think we will make these procedural. And I think we can group them as well if we do that, which will make it easier to play with. Okay, and for this depot, I think we're going to use these 2 pieces here from the depot overhaul mod. They're fairly, it's a fairly small depot compared to what you can build with that with that sort of set of assets. But we do want to do a bit of terraforming as well, so we've got a nice flat pad to work with. So I'm just going to try and match up with this sort of stretch of track right here. We're just going to set ourselves up with a nice large pad. We may need to do some terraforming of other stuff down the line a little bit, but I think that'll work all right. And we just want to, as well, just fix up the height of these pieces as well. Okay, so while we've been doing that work, our residential demand has gone up quite substantially, so we may just take a break from that and look to get some residential. And I think we've got a nice little patch here that we could use for a bit of residential. This would be quite high-end housing. Obviously you do have some noisy uses in the leisure specialization over here, but this is housing that's, you know, right on this lovely river here with this lovely quay that people can you know, use, and as you can see is quite popular already. So I'm going to put heavy or high density residential here, and then right up against the river we're just going to put down some low density. And that should be plenty to start to, you know, handle some of that demand we have. So returning to our yard, I'm going to place down the pieces to make this depot work. And I'm not sort of placing them too precisely at the moment. But I'm trying to get a decent sort of join there. You know what, I think that actually, that's gone together really well, like straight off the bat. Which is, I think that's a surprise for me. Let's just make sure they're all the same height. And they are, actually. They are all the same height. Perfect. Now, question is, where are we going to put this? Because we do need to leave some room for this rail to run around the back if we want it to. But I think sort of around here will probably work quite well. In fact, what I might actually do is run this around to the rear, just so we actually know how much, you know, space we have to work with. Let's make sure all the snaps are on and stuff. Probably also want to turn off prop and tree anarchy. Okay, I think that's alright. Still got plenty of room for our depot tracks and all of that, so that's good. Perfect, look at that. I'm a fan of that. I think I did quite well. Okay. Okay, that's looking a little bit better, but it's definitely not fantastic. I'm actually having a bit of trouble working with these railways, but obviously that's because of, you know, my incompetence, nothing to do with the assets themselves. Just to make it crystal clear. But it seems like I was using some assets that had like sort of embankments built into them, which didn't really work for what I was wanting to do. Just want to see if we can just get everything all on the same height. No, that doesn't work. Or maybe it does. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, that's looking okay. We've still got some messiness around here. This segment here looks terrible, but yeah, just a little bit of playing around seems to fix that, so that's all right. Okay. The only other thing I think we should do is just move this segment out a little bit. This segment is the one I'm after, actually. So we've got a straighter sort of entrance to the yard, or the, yeah, okay, I think that's pretty decent. Oh, other thing we need to do actually is to pull down these catenaries again. We still do have quite high residential demand, so I'm just going to have a look and see what options we have. And I think we've got a good opportunity here with this sort of unused patch of land that could be developed into some more residential for us. We've got luckily nice, easy access to our sort of main road here. But we don't want too many connections, obviously. So these are going to be quite unusual blocks here. I'm okay with that. We will want to lay down a little bit of commercial, as we do need commercial as well, and I think we've got some nice little nodes here that we could use for commercial. As well as we might just pop a few sort of corner stores and things like that around the place. We can also use some commercial here to sort of block off a little bit from this landfill we have here. But the rest, we're going to get just a lot of residential in. And I'm just going to pull out this pipe here. Like an old main. And new one in. A little bit jagged, but it is okay. Okay, so I think I'm just going to place down some props here, just to make it look a little bit cooler. We'll probably use a bit of surface painter as well, just to tidy up this leftover grass as well. Oh, hello. We've not adjusted the height of our depot building, so I'm going to fix that. That is all good to go. Okay, so I had a little bit of a crash. Luckily, I had had a autosave not too long ago, so I haven't lost too much work, which is good. And that's why that autosave mod is absolutely fantastic and why everyone should absolutely use it for everything. So we're just going to get back to work. And, oh, hang on, there. Also, while I was having that crash that I had just before, I also believe there may have been either some new additions or I just missed them to the Railway 2 pack, which fix up some of the stuff I was sort of I guess sort of complaining about previously, being the I wanted just some like wires only so I could use these gantries. So if we have a look, we should have invisible catenary. So if we do this with some anarchy, we get wires. Excellent. So we've done a lot of fighting around here, and I think we're almost to the end. I just want to basically, we'll probably extend this line over potentially, and then we'll sort of put in some parking lots and some facilities for the railway staff over on this side here. So what I'm looking for is a fairly sort of low... that's actually not too bad, that one there. Looking for a fairly low rise office that we would, that would be like the office for this depot. I think we might use that one. We will make it, we will make it a procedural object. That is so we can actually place it not on the roadside, and we don't want it to be sort of functional either. It's just here to look good. And I think what we want to do as well is we want to level out this sort of pad here as well. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, perfect. So what we're going to have here, we're going to have like a parking lot, we're going to have some sort of office stuff. That needs to be a little bit higher, I think, if I'm not wrong. Oops, yeah. Okay, that's much better there. And what we might do as well, I'm hoping this works. Let's have a look and see if we've got a little Ryde sign that we can stick on this building. Oh, this one's quite nice looking. How does that look? We swing that one around. I'm just plopping some stuff down. Just let's work with it. Let's work with it. Let's convert it into PO so we can group it against our office. So, did that work? Yeah. So let's lift that up. And, oh, it's actually a bit big. Okay. So we could put it then sort of on this bit of the building here. Lovely. Okay, that is hovering a little bit, but we'll fix that up. I'm just going to come in at a slightly different angle so we don't have to do that. So I'm just going to come sort of straight in here, and then we'll curve around. And we'll just quickly move it. Set it to object height. Okay. Yeah, that's all right. And we just want to get some parking. Okay, fixed. Don't know why there's a car parked there. You can't park here. What are you talking about? There's a private road. Oh, big city. Well, that actually means we can build crematoriums. We'll do that next time though, because I just want to get this all squared away and fixed up. Alright, and why we're putting a fence up here, I don't know if it's realistic or not, but it's just to separate the depot from the actual running lines, so that if you're working in the depot you don't, you know, mistakenly, I guess, leave the relative safety of the depot yard and walk onto what might be one day actual running lines through here. Okay, I think that looks pretty alright. We've got random people using this as a parking lot, which we didn't really want, but, you know, is what it is. Okay, that's good enough. So I think that will be about it for this episode. Yeah, it's been a lot of sort of detailing, which, you know, probably wasn't that interesting for you, but I've really enjoyed this build. I think what we'll do, we'll finish off with just a little bit of a sort of a final detailing montage with some trees going in and just some interesting stuff here. But if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a like, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you get a ding to your device the next time I post a video. My Buy Me a Coffee supporters, their details are in the lower third. If you're interested in providing support for the channel, link is in the description, so please have a look at that. But until next time, my name's Bob Dendry, this
is Cities Skylines. Thanks for joining us at Lorikeet Valley this week, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.